Listen to Yahoo Finance, this panel featuring Michael Saylor. Let's listen.
Yeah, I watched a lot of those hearings yesterday, and I think the big winner of the congressional hearings is Bitcoin. It's pretty clear that there's consensus at the congressional level in support of crypto. It's pretty clear that investors want to invest in the new digital economy. Bitcoin's universally acknowledged as common property and not a security. So there's no regulatory overhang on Bitcoin. If you want digital property as a long-term store of value, then every nation in the world, China, Europe, the United States, they all acknowledge that Bitcoin is digital property. It's not a security. There's a lot of question about how other security tokens will be resolved in the crypto exchanges and DeFi. And obviously, there's a lot of enthusiasm for it. There's a lot of pressure to move forward with regulatory clarity. I think it'll happen. But in the meantime, I think the one takeaway that any reasonable investor could have is that Bitcoin's here to stay, and Bitcoin's an obvious solution. And there really isn't any regulatory uncertainty around Bitcoin's status as property, a commodity, and a store of value. We can debate how volatile and how speculative it is, but the regulatory issues really aren't outstanding at this point.
Okay, so there's Michael Saylor, who's a major investor in Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies in general. And he's talking about the congressional hearings and the examination of the whole area around whether or not to regulate cryptocurrencies. I know there's a lot of people who would like that. Many of the people who feel threatened by cryptocurrencies and want to prop up fiat currencies, those are the ones that really want to regulate Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. And so here we have Benjamin Dichter, who's our guide through this, you want to call it a minefield of cryptocurrencies. We want to understand what's going on. What's your take on the comments you just heard by Michael Saylor, Benjamin?
Well, I think, I don't know how long ago it was, several years ago, the IRS in the United States determined that Bitcoin is, in fact, property. That's what he's getting onto. And the big opposition from that has come from historically the large investment banks, whether it's Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan. You mentioned the term whales. Whales, somebody who's, has a large percentage of whatever that asset is. And we hear about crypto whales all the time, people who have, thousands of coins. Michael Saylor has become what we refer to as a crypto whale. There's not too many of them. There are some there, but anyways, that's in the crypto sector. But what nobody ever acknowledges is who are the whales in the legacy financial system? Well, that would be JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and all the investors. Those are the whales. There's the ones who manipulate the market. And they don't like the fact that they've been front run by retail investors. So he's one of the first people, he's the first publicly traded company who realized that, wait, it's going in the opposite direction in the crypto segment, the crypto market. The investment banks are there. I'm going to get in now. I understand this asset. I understand where it's going. I understand now it is property, not a security. And that's really what they're presenting at Congress is, going further with that.
Do they want to make it a security? Is that what the regulators want? Is that what the crypto haters want?
Yeah. So the SEC actually has an ongoing case with XRP, which is another altcoin. Don't worry about it. It doesn't really matter. But they have, it's been going on for 2 or 3 years now. They tried to deem it a security, which caused a lot of people to scratch their heads. They were doing this with a lot of altcoins, the SEC. So they'd go around, find an altcoin and say, well, you're a security and we're going to charge you with whatever offense for your initial coin offering, which is like an IPO in the crypto world, or pay us, $30 million. Okay, they always settle. They pay the extortion protection money. And then the SEC goes on their way. XRP is the one company that says, no, we're not giving you this extortion money. And they've been dragging XRP through the courts. And, we know how the political structure works. These people who work with the SEC and our government institutions right now, they'll bring out regulations. New York is notorious for this. And they'll start to, lean on a new crypto company. And then they'll leave the public sector. They'll go into the private sector and they'll start a consulting company that works against the very legislation that they just put into power, right? These are the type of ganefs, we call a word for thief. These are ganefs that we have in our government, and it's all over the place. SEC is included.
Yeah.